Certainly, silver is a critical commodity needed for worldwide economic development. In fact, our experts report that worldwide demand for silver is rapidly increasing as silver plays a vital role in the expanding economies of the 21st century.
As president of the Silver Institute, I've gone to China as part of a major conference that the Silver Institute has had for the last 5 years in China. And I don't remember the specific statistics, but the demand for silver within China has grown exponentially over the course of the past 5 years. And that economy is just remarkable, the growth that's happening across that country, where people are going from, we had a guide who grew up with a dirt floor, and he now has he lives in a house that's 3 stories, and they have indoor plumbing, and all the things that we have in the Western world, they're starting to get there.
We have China, which has been economically oppressed for so long, and now they're booming. So that Chinese people, historically, relatively recently, like a few years ago, used about 1/70th the amount of silver per person than the person in the United States does. And if China begins to use 70 times more silver per person, industrial demand will about triple. And industrial demand is already consuming more silver than we're mining today.
Their emergence as a major manufacturing force with tremendous growth in industrial activity, huge infrastructure investment in China in things like railways, electric generation, all of this is very metal intensive, and with a huge also shift in the manufacturing activity for electronic products, even things like televisions, air conditioners. A great deal of this production now occurs in China, and microwave ovens, and you tend to use a lot of metals in all of these manufactured goods, and I think that really has propelled their importance in terms of the metal industry around the world.
I am very, very much of the view that Asia growth in demand is just beginning. There's 1.3 billion Chinese, there's 1 billion Indians, there's 200 million in Indonesia. It's a vast source of demand for all metals, not just silver. And it's an economy basically that is moving from an agricultural economy to an industrial economy. Their consumption of most metals is a tiny fraction of what it is in North America. Even if they went to only 1/50th or 1/40th of our consumption per capita, that still represents a huge increase in demand pretty much across the board for silver, for gold, for lead, for zinc, for nickel, and so forth.
When you consider that there are probably millions and millions and millions of people in China, they don't have refrigerators, they don't have air conditioners in their homes, they don't have a lot of things that we take for granted here in the United States, they don't have lighting, and as their standard of living rises, they want these products. It's going to make life more comfortable for them. And these are just everyday aspects of life, or aspects of everyday life that we deal with. And you look at what we've consumed here in this country, and it's not going to be any different in those countries if the standards of living continue to rise. And so, electric motors, cellular telephones, computers, water purification in China and India is probably more of an issue there than it has ever been here. And the ability to use silver for filtration of water and purification of nearly everything that we deal with, coatings, whether it's in restaurant kitchens and things of that sort, or surgical rooms, operating rooms in hospitals, as an antimicrobial, it's a very effective product for that. And you're going to have all of that built in China if this continues, for many, many, many generations.
It's a secular event. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event of people moving from the villages and the countryside into cities, needing housing, needing all the periphery around housing, the utilities, the apartments, the plumbing, the wiring, and so forth, and all of that uses metals. And it's not by any means over. There's a large new middle class in China, but they're still very much less developed than anything like America or Canada even 100 years ago. So a long way to go. A lot of metal consumption yet to be seen, and this will drive metal prices, especially silver, because of course silver spans the gamut. for a long time to come. I'm very bullish on all metals, particularly silver.